Hi, welcome to James Miller Lifeology, where you will learn to simplify and transform your life. My name is James Miller. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and a composer. In this episode, I wanted to speak with you about trouble being inevitable. The problem is trouble is inevitable, but many people think that misery goes along with it. But misery is optional. When we live a life that's full of misery based on the trouble that happens in our life, well then all of a sudden there's no way out. We live a life that's full of despair, despondency, and we feel as if this is how our life is always going to be. But remember, trouble is inevitable, but misery is optional. Rain is going to fall on every single person. We can't escape it. But what we can do is reframe the situation and say, what am I learning right now? What is a lesson that I need to learn? I don't want to learn it, but I have to learn it. Because once you learn the lesson, when a situation like this happens again, it's not going to affect you as much as it would have. So we always want to be proactive. When we learn the lesson, so when it happens again, we don't have to learn that same type of lesson because we've already gotten it. So therefore, when it happens, we pull out that lesson again, remember what's happening, and we don't fall into that pitfall of despair and frustration. So it's really important for you to be mindful of that. When something in your life happens, you are able to pull yourself out of it much more quickly. In fact, the class that I just created, When All Hell Breaks Loose in the Lifeology Academy, that is a class specifically to help you deal with what happens when all hell breaks loose, when you're in this perfect storm. There's so many times that self-defeat, self-pity, all that can just consume us. So I teach you ways and strategies of how to pull yourself out of that so when the perfect storm does happen, you can overcome it. Thank you so much for watching James Miller Lifeology. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. You can also go to my website, jamesmillerlifeology.com, and you can take that class that I just mentioned, When All Hell Breaks Loose, right there on that website. So remember, trouble is inevitable, but misery is optional. So don't live a miserable life. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.